Hi everybody, welcome to So Like Dotty. My name's Alison. Thank you for stopping by and spending a little time with me today. If you're new to my channel, thank you for having a little nosy and seeing what it's all about. I'm quite into sewing, dressmaking, quite maybe an advanced beginner, I would say. I also do other crafty things that I chat about from time to time, like using a Cricut machine and sublimation and just other bits and bobs, but mostly sewing. And it is quite a chatty format, so join me today. So there's a couple of things that one thing I've made this week and one thing I'm doing a toil. You know what, I never know what that word is. We were talking about this at Sawtune on Wednesday, our lovely little twice a month gathering in Newcastle at Tamlin from Sun on the Tiny Ranges. And yeah, I was taught how to say it on Wednesday and I can't remember already, so there you go. So what am I wearing today? Well, this is the toil, and I'm in the midst of the new top from the Friday Pattern Company, which is, now I'm sure I'm going to say this wrong as well, I've got no airs and graces, you probably know me by now, the Saguaro Set. Probably right, probably not. Now, when this came out, I thought, oh God, I love that. It's totally lush, dead chilled. But hello, I'm 55 this year. Now, I'm not saying you can't have your tummy out at 55, but my tummy doesn't need to be out. But what I thought was, I really like how this top looks. And I think I would probably attach a skirt to that to turn it into kind of a bit of a casual dress. So that's where I'm going with it. And I would make the pants. I have got the line drawings here, so I'll drop those in. I'm sure you've seen it. It's been all over Instagram since it launched last week. Chelsea this week, yesterday, did drop the Sew Along. I love the Friday Pattern Company Sew Along, so I was watching that yesterday for the top. And next week, she's doing the same for the pants, the trousers. But Paige Joanna has it's not a sew along, but it's a little chat along with some of the adjustments and stuff she's made on the set, and she's made a couple of sets. So that is the line drawing. So obviously it's a bit of a faux jumpsuit. I know that Jan Legg has done a version where Tamlin was telling me she's extended the length of the top. So basically I had some double gauze, this one here, that I picked up at the table at Sawtune. We've always got a bit of a swaps exchange table. I took loads and loads of patterns in that was de-stashing the other day, just donated them. And we all, if we take anything off, we can either exchange or we can donate some money. I was just chucking a bit of money in. So this was, I don't think it was even, wasn't even a metre, maybe it was, I don't think it was a metre of this grey with this gold speckle in. So I was thinking, oh, I'll get that, I don't know what I'll make out of it, and it sat on the shelf for maybe 6 weeks or so. But what I thought was, oh, but I have got some mustard double gauze at home, which I was thinking was this, but when I've lifted it off the shelf today, and I swear, I don't know where I got it from, I got it last year, somewhere quite cheap online. I thought this was double gauze, and it's not double of anything. It's very much a single gauze, you know, you can see through it. But I am still thinking I want to do something with this. But I did just quickly pop onto First for Fabrics website today, because I'm quite local, I can do a click and collect and order some double gauze. But as you may see, and I'm not going to stand up because I've got me pyjama bottoms on, I've not got it right, because I lengthened the bodice. I'm going to show you as much as I can without revealing myself. I lengthened the bodice because I thought I would need it, because certain parts of my anatomy are not where they used to be. I'm sure you ladies know what I mean. And I was thinking, oh, if I make this at the proper pattern length, I don't think everything's going to be in the right place. I'm sure I'm not the only one watching this video who knows what I mean by that. Am I? I don't think I am. However, I've got to say, what I did was I cut it at the length of the largest size in it. So I just added that amount of length on, and I think it would have been all right if I cut it at the proper size, because my goal with it is that I'm going to just do, it would be a bit of an empire line sort of a dress. And because I was trying to cross it over, You can see I'm still not happy with this, but I think I'm not happy with this because I'm going to double it up to where sort of about where it would have sat. So if I put that elastic where it would have sat, I feel like that is better. It's not perfect, but it's better. So I haven't finished sewing the elastic. I think you can see on the line drawings, when you put the elastic through, it's such a simple way to do it, and it's great to see on the videos, but you kind of put your elastic through quite traditionally, and then you put 2 lines. So once the elastic's in the channel, you then put it through your machine with some tension on the back and tension on the front as you're easing it through, obviously stretching out the elastic so the fabric's flat, and it creates this quite ruffled effect, which you can probably see better on the actual picture there. And I really like how this looks. But because I'd crossed this over quite a lot, I had to take some out of the bottom band, so it's not giving me in as much of the gathering effect as I want. So I've got some of this left. That was the idea. I wanted to play around with it. So I think what I might do, not tomorrow, I'm having a day off, is take the band off, just unthread the elastic out of it because I've not sealed that in yet. Cut it off to the length that it would have been, so it's back to like a split front. Then I'm just going to try playing around with it from there to see how much, because I didn't want it to be too like plungy, because there are 2 different options on it. You can have some little ties that bring it together, or a slight crossover, and I knew that I was going to do this. I hate feeling like I'm falling out of a wrap top, so I think I've crossed it over a bit too much, which has took too much out of the band, so it's not getting that gathered effect. So I think I need to kind of go back to the drawing board with that, cut another band. I'm just gonna try and do it as per the pattern, and maybe see what it would then be like if I'd put 2 ties on it that would kind of bring it in somewhere about here. And you can always wear like a little vest top or something underneath it, so I'm not too worried about how the fit is like the here. I more want to just get out how it's going to look here. I really hope that makes sense, because then once I know and I've got the pattern right for here, then I've got a not a fully gathered skirt, so not a rectangle and gathered in. I think that would be too much volume, but I've got a skirt pattern that I cut round something that I already had last year, which is kind of more of an A-line skirt. And I'd be tempted to sort of do that from an empire line and then maybe put a gathered ruffle around the bottom of it, so it would make quite a nice looking dress. I know the I think it's the Westcliff dress is a little bit like that, but I know that that's crossed over to your waist, and I quite like empire line, so I do think I've doubled this over there now, and I like how it sort of is sitting under my bust. And I think when I do it again, I could do it so it wasn't as crossed over. So that's my plan. If anybody else has had a play around with it, let me know. And I'm definitely going to make the trousers. I just may make them out of different fabrics. When I got the pattern, I didn't really envisage that I would be doing it in the 2 items together. But what I might do is, I don't know, but I'm definitely going to do the trousers. So once I've got the fit more of how I want it, and there's not really any giving this, but obviously it's a bit wrinkled double gauze. This got double gauze that isn't double gauze. What I'm thinking with this is I might actually make sort of 2 tops and fully line it so it is a double layer, and then I think it'll be okay if I make it as the dress, because I do really like this. The double gauze I've ordered, I think it's got some dandelion cocks on it. I've ordered a mustard colour in that as well because I really like it. I don't particularly know if it's one of my colours, but I love mustard. But I think if this is double layered, it would be fine. And rather than putting the bias binding on, what I would then do is just sort of join it together and then top stitch down the edge instead. So it's like fully like a full facing almost on it. And I'm just kind of thinking, I don't even know if this is how you would do it. I've never done this before, but make 2 tops, and then join them together here. I haven't even, this is just overlocked, I've not done anything with it. Join them together here, and then sort of bag it out and turn it through, and then top stitch and top stitch. So it's a double layer, and I think I'd have to double layer the skirt as well. I know obviously I could just line the skirt, but as I say, I've got, I checked this, I was thinking, have I got 2 meters or 3 meters? And I kept going 3. Ooh, I've got quite a bit of this. So I definitely think I can get what I want to get out of this. I wouldn't need to do a double layer of the ruffle at the bottom. That would be fine. But yeah, I don't want it to be see-through. So if anybody else has made it or had a play around with it, let me know. I'm really kind of intrigued to see what versions people are coming up with. I do like to sort of mix and match patterns and put things together, and I do really like Friday Pattern Company. I did cut this one. I usually cut them as a large, because when I've made things as an extra large before, I did that would be, if I went to the actual pattern for Friday Pattern Company, that would be the size I currently come out, but I always find them too big. But this is a little bit different, and I do feel like at the side seams it's fine, but I just need to work out how I get it in the middle, and then I'll just see with the trousers. I'll cut them. I need to have a look at the sizes for the trousers and see what size I want to cut them anyway, because they are quite a wide fitting trouser, and they do have pockets in, and here's the flash news from the lady who doesn't like pockets. I'm going to do them with the pockets in, so I've seen them. They look really, really nice. I think they'll be gorgeous for heading up in towards spring and summer. So what else have I been up to this week? Behind me you can see it's another Friday Pattern Company dress. It's the Davenport dress, and I'm gonna drop some photos in so you can see that in a little bit more detail. So that is made with the blue viscose linen, which was in April's So Hayley Jane box, and one of the fat quarters from that box too. And I've used the sagebrush top sleeves, which I shared in a vlog that I did last week, and I've just made a very loose cuff, a bit like the Anna Allen Anthea blouse. So it's sort of sitting about here on me with a loose cuff. It's quite puffy because there's a bit of body to that fabric, and because it's a 2.5 meter length that you get in that pattern, I think what I should have probably, I don't want to get up and show you my cheap PJs. All my belly's out now because I've rolled my top up. Let me roll that down. You don't need to see that. I think with the skirt piece, what I should have done was done a longer skirt piece, and I don't bother with pockets. I just do cut 2 backs. But I think if I'd cut a longer skirt piece and just done a wider frill, I'd have probably been a little bit happier with it. But I have pressed it, and so it's got a longer tier and then just a shorter one along the bottom. And I kind of was chatting to the guys at Sawtoon about, is it too full? Do I need to see I'm gaping again? Now I've let that down. But actually, when I've tried it on, I am pleased with it. I would have preferred it to have been slightly longer. I did kind of think, oh, should I contact Hayley, see if she's got another sort of, probably even 1/2 meter kicking around would have done. But I thought, no, I think I'm happy with it. I'm going to run with it. I did get myself into a little bit of bother, and I think it's the 4th, maybe 5th time I've made the Davenport dress. But if you made it before, you'll know you put a drawstring casing on the outside, and then obviously thread the drawstring through. Now I was aiming to use the same fabric from the fat quarter to do that, but I didn't have enough. And what I did, the bit that I did, it was fraying. I mean, there's only so much you can get out of a fat quarter. Let me tuck in, let me double up and tuck in. There we go, back in. So then when I top stitched it around, I should have gone a bit closer to the edge with the top stitching, and because that's quite a thick fabric, I did try to fold it over to thread it through, and I've got arthritis in my thumbs, and I find that really hard. You know, if it's quite tough to thread anything through, it really irritates those joints there, and I was just struggling with it. And on the So Hayley Jane Facebook group, a lovely girl called Sarah, I think she's called, has offered to post me out another fat quarter, so I may go back and remake the belt with that, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to a party tonight and I really wanted to wear it. So what I did was, in the drawstring casing, I've just threaded some 9mm elastic through, and where the casing ends in the centre of your waist, there's a little gap like that. So I have sewn that on twice, like top stitched it in place, but I pulled the elastic and trimmed it so there's nothing showing from the outside, you can't see the elastic. And then I've just used the drawstring that I made like this, and I literally have just made a fake like knot, because I could have made a bow, but the knot looked okay. I've done that, and then I've just like hemmed both ends. It's not as long as that. Hemmed both ends, and then I've just top stitched this to the middle of the dress, so it's like a fake tie in the middle of it. Do you know what? It works okay. Yeah, it works fine. So I did press it last night, and I think I'm happy with it. Sometimes I do find with myself, it's not very often that I put something on and I'm like, oh God, I absolutely love it. I think sometimes it takes me a little while to warm up to things, even when I've been working on them and I love the fabric. I don't know what it is. Is anybody else the same? I know every time I make the Tilly and the Buttons Lotta dress, I'm not keen, and I try it on again the next day and I think, oh, actually I really like that. So I've made loads of them now, but every time I do it, I do the same thing. So I do like that mishmash for me in the summer with the sagebrush sleeves instead of the longer Davenport sleeves. It gives me a fuller sleeve, so that helps me with my biceps, which are on the bigger side. And yeah, I'd definitely do that again. Gotta sort this out first though. This isn't good, is it? No. It's probably not helped that the elastic's not all actually pinned it. I've kind of come on a bit half-dressed really today, haven't I? Need to get that sorted out. That's not acceptable at all. So yeah, so have I been up to anything else this week? I have ordered some fabric. Rainbow Fabrics had a sale on over Easter, and I did my best to stay clear, but I just caught the end of it. And Michelle, who goes to Sewn on the Tyne, had gorgeous pair of dungarees on Wednesday, and I'd been chatting to Linda, Granny Linda Sews, or Sewing, because she got hacked. Granny Linda Sews, I think she is now, because she was making some dungarees a couple of days before, and we were chatting on Messenger, as you do. And Michelle came in with some bright pink, absolutely stunning colour, and she said it was a bed sheet that she dyed, like a nice quality sheet, and she dyed it this bright pink. And I said I really like those because the fit of them was like higher at the side on the bodice. Sometimes they can be a bit gapey and you can see down there. And she said, oh, it's the Sophia dungarees. And I was like, Linda was there and she went, you made them. So yes, I have about 1,000 pair of Sophia trousers. I love them. I've made the Sophia wrap top as a jumpsuit, but I've never made the dungarees. So I got some fabric. It's like a viscose linen from Charlotte So Affordable. It's in the wash as we speak. So I will share that with you on my next vlog. And that's a viscose linen. I think it was about £4.50 a metre. She has it in a cream background and a navy background. I'm not sure if I might have got the last of the navy, with quite a big flower on, but bright but not overly bright. Quality of it's really nice. So if you like the cream colour with the flowers on, quality of it seems really, really nice. So yeah, that's in the wash. So I thought, yeah, at that price, I'm going to give that a go with the dungarees and just kind of see, you know, how they feel. And if I don't like them with the dungarees on, then I'll just cut them down and there'll be a pair of trousers, so I'm cool with that as well. So yeah, that's been my week really. I've not overly taxed myself with sewn. I've took it steady. It's been nice. I have had quite a lot to do because I had a sale on my website which I'd decided to wind down, my Forever Daisy chain, and then I've been so busy with it. I think this week I've printed off and made, I don't know, something like 45 tote bags, and then I've made another 4 bags that people had bought, like a beachy tote bag, jewellery, scrunchies. So I've been quite busy, which is good. Keeps me out of trouble, but it stops me from sewing. So yeah, Let me know what you've been up to. Let me know where you're at with this. I will drop some pictures in if I haven't already of the dress behind, so you can let me know what you think of that. And I will catch up with you soon. So take care and bye for now.